Welcome everyone. Thank you for taking time to go through this quick but important safety training. My name is Bethany Sharp. I am the fleet manager here at LiquidServe, and I will be walking us through today's training. Due to an increased number of recent auto infractions, which includes everything from speeding tickets to at-fault accidents, we've decided to put a stronger focus on our company vehicle fleet going forward. To get started, we are going to focus on building safer driving habits. This session, Driving Safely with Geotab, Understanding Your Safety Scorecard, is intended to help you understand how our Geotab GPS devices will support us in building safer driving habits. Ultimately, our goal is to work together with you all to make the road safer for everyone, so let's get started. On the screen are the objectives for this training. It is our hope that by the end of this training video, each of you have a better understanding of how Geotab tracks your driving behavior, how your safety scorecard is calculated, and give you an idea of what you can do to practice safe driving and increase your safety score. To get started, let's talk about what is Geotab. When we talk about Geotab, we are referring to what is called a telematics system, which is a system that collects and manages data for us. On the screen is a picture of the actual GPS device that is required to be installed in each LiquidServe company vehicle. This device collects the information from the vehicle in real time. Currently, we use these devices to give us information about how many miles are in each vehicle so we know when they are due for an oil change. Beginning in March of 2025, we're going to use them to help monitor and improve driver safety as well. Due to the number of recent auto infractions, we decided it was time to start using the GPS data to look into the safety habits of our drivers. We are hoping that by using the devices, we can improve driver safety, reduce accident risk, and provide regular, valuable feedback to help you as you work to develop your own safe driving habits. The way that Geotab works is that the GPS unit installed in each vehicle connects to the computer within the vehicle. From there, it begins capturing information about the vehicle and the driver. It then sends that information to a secure platform, which is the Geotab website that the fleet department looks at. Based on the different driving data collected, each driver is assigned a score based on their own driving habits. Geotab then takes that information and puts it into an easy to read and understand report for us to look at. Now that we have some understanding of what Geotab is and how it works, I think it's important to discuss what this means for you as a LiquidServe driver. It does mean that your driving habits will be tracked and scored. Going forward, you will each receive a monthly summary of your driver safety score, and this score will continue to be regularly monitored by the fleet department, as well as taken into account during annual reviews going forward. Before we look at a sample safety scorecard, I want to discuss what behaviors we will be monitoring. To start out, we are going with the behaviors that Geotab recommends as a starting point. But we will adjust them to better fit LiquidServe's needs once we've gathered several months of data. The first behavior that's going to be monitored is hard acceleration. This is going to be triggered any time that you push the gas pedal too quickly or speed up too fast. Our recommendation to make sure that you do not trigger this and decrease your safety score is to make sure that you're pushing the pedal smoothly and increasing your speed gradually. The second behavior is harsh braking. This will be triggered any time that you brake too hard or too suddenly. Our recommendation to make sure that this does not trigger and decrease your safety score is to keep a safe distance from the other vehicles in front of you and to slow down gradually. The third behavior that will be monitored is harsh cornering. This is going to be triggered anytime you take a turn too quickly or too sharply. Our recommendations to make sure that you do not trigger this and decrease your safety score is to slow down before taking turns and to make sure that you are steering as smoothly as possible in the turn. The fourth behavior that's going to be monitored is seatbelt usage. This is going to be triggered anytime you are in the driver's seat, not wearing a seatbelt, and the vehicle is going 6 miles per hour or higher. Our recommendation to make sure that you do not trigger this behavior and decrease your safety score is to put your seatbelt on before you start moving the vehicle, even in places such as your driveway. The fifth behavior that's going to be monitored is speeding. Speeding is going to be triggered anytime that you accelerate the vehicle 7 miles per hour or higher over the posted speed limit. Our recommendation to not trigger this behavior and decrease your safety score is to drive the posted speed limit. It's important to note that upon reviewing the safety scorecards for January and February of this year, we know that this risky behavior is what happens most often in our fleet. There were over 16,000 instances where we as a fleet triggered the speeding behavior. That happened more than all of the other monitored behaviors combined. So this is going to be one that we spend a lot of time focusing on, so that way we can get our safety score up and be safer drivers out there on the road. The last behavior that's going to be monitored is excessive speeding. This is triggered anytime the vehicle is going faster than 90 miles per hour. And again, our recommendation here is to drive the posted speed limit. One thing that is very important to note is that anytime you are engaging in one of the risky behaviors that we just discussed, it's going to trigger and the GPS device is going to beep at you. This beep is to let you know that you're engaging in risky driving behavior so that you can make it a real-time adjustment. Now that we know what the behaviors are that we will be monitoring, let's take a look at our actual driver safety scorecard. On the screen is a screenshot of the driver safety scorecard that we see in the fleet department. It comes to us as an Excel spreadsheet where we can see the breakdown of each individual driver's score. Each month, you all will receive feedback about your driving safety score. This will come in an email from the fleet department, and it will look like the document you see on the screen. Before we end today, I want to take a moment to explain what each part of this document is showing. The first section of the report you will see is a summary. This is going to always be at the top of the report and will be included so you can see where you stand compared to the entire company. The first section of the summary is the date range for the score being shown. In this example, the date range is from January 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2024. This report shows 366 days because in 2024, February had an extra day due to it being a leap year. Underneath the date range, you will see the fleet distance, which is the total miles driven by all drivers in the company during the selected date range, and the fleet occurrences. This is the number of time drivers triggered an event related to risky or unsafe driving, such as hard acceleration, harsh cornering, or speeding. The box on the right is going to show you the average fleet score, which is the overall rating for our fleet as a whole. They calculate this number by adding up all of your individual scores and averaging them. I do want to let you know that on the report you will get each month, you will see the summary twice. At the top, it will show last year's average fleet score for 2024, and you will see it again at the top of your current monthly safety score. And if there's ever any confusion, you can always look at that date range to see what dates the score is for. You will also see the weight of each behavior. As you can see, speeding and excessive speeding have the most weight on your score, whereas excessive speeding counts for 30% of your total score and speeding counts for 20% of your score. From there, Geotab takes your score and classifies it into either low risk, mild risk, medium risk, or high risk. At the bottom of the report, you will see your individual score for the month. The first thing you'll see is your first and last name, followed by the total miles driven for the month, and your total safety score, as well as what classification that puts you in. And you can also see a breakdown of each individual behavior and how you scored. To close out, we just want to reiterate that our goal is to make the road a safer place for everyone. In 2024, our average fleet safety score was 89.9%, which makes our fleet classified as a mild risk. Our goal for 2025 is to bring that average up to 95% or higher and retrieve a low risk fleet classification. Thank you for watching this training. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact the fleet department by email, or you can contact me directly by phone. And we look forward to making the roads safer with you.